Okay, hi everybody. Look, today we're going to make a spaghetti bolognese, but we're going to do a boosted bolognese. It's boosted because we're going to add these extra veg into it. So I'll just go over these ingredients that we've got. We've got about 500 grams of mince. Now I'm going to put this into the fridge, keep it nice and cool. Then we've also got onion. We're going to start with that, and with the garlic as well. Then we've also got a can of whole peeled tomatoes. We've got some tomato paste. We've got salt and pepper. We've got a courgette. We've got a carrot, and also some chili flakes. These are just because I like to spice things up a little bit. And also some mixed herbs. Okay, so let's get prepping. Alrighty, so that's the main bit of prep done. Let's move over to the stove and get cooking. Okay, so here we are at the gas. Now I've got my pan warmed up. Now we want it at about medium high at this stage. Got a little bit of olive oil there, maybe 2 teaspoons. And I'm only going to start by putting in the onion. We should hear that start to sizzle pretty quickly. Now when you're making bolognese, it's all about developing the flavour. So the onion is like the foundation. And we're just going to saute the onion for a few minutes until it starts to soften. We don't want it to burn. We can get a little bit of colour, that's okay, but we just want to soften that onion up. And you'll see a little bit of colour on there, and as the onion's cooking, it's actually getting sweeter, and that's the beginning of our flavour developing. So now I'm just going to add in the garlic. So just minced, chopped up, and this is only going to be in for a minute or so because it's really small, so it cooks a lot faster than the onion. It's looking pretty good. Alrighty, so now that we've had the onion in there for about 5 or 6 minutes, the garlic's been in for about a minute, it's time to add the mince. So when you add the mince, you really want to break it up. Alrighty, so the mince has been in there for about 7 or 8 minutes. And it's time for the next addition for our flavour profile, and that's the tomato paste. About 1 to 2 tablespoons. Give that a good stir in. This is just going to help add a bit of richness to this. Alrighty, next up, going to add in those veg. Now I had a carrot and a courgette that needed using, so I've just grated those up. If you've got spinach, you can just throw your spinach in. If you've got broccoli, you can just chop that up, throw in a bit of broccoli. And this is just going to increase the nutrients that we've got in the bolognese. So a bit more fibre. Well, a lot more fibre, some vitamins and minerals. I'm just going to give those a good stir in. And because these are grated, they'll pretty much dissolve into this dish. So you won't even realise they're there. So next up, tomatoes. I'm just going to put the whole can in, and then also see all that? We want to get that. So just rinsing the can out with some water, pouring that in there too. And then, because I'm using whole peeled tomatoes, just going to chop those up with my spoon. Alrighty, salt, good pinch or a couple of pinches, a good grind of pepper, the old mixed herbs, maybe a teaspoon. And if you're like me, some chili flakes. And give that a good stir to combine. Right, here's something really important. Now, you could serve this as it is. It's ready to go. It's hot, the mince is cooked, you've got all the ingredients in there, all the flavours. But if you want this to be really good, to be nice and rich, you want to cook it for a longer time. So I'm going to leave the heat up. I'm actually going to add some more water. I'm going to add one more can of water. So you'll see it's pretty full there now. And then I'm going to turn it right down and let it simmer. And as that water evaporates over time, it's going to leave the flavours there, which will become more rounded, more rich, and it'll be very flavourful. So I'm going to leave that maybe for 45 minutes to an hour, just simmering away. And then when that's nearly ready, that's when we'll cook our pasta. Okay, we're back. Now it's probably been about an hour since I set the Bolognese on a simmer. I actually added a little bit more water as well, so I just wanted to simmer it away for a little bit longer, develop those flavours a little bit more. But as you can see, it's a lot thicker now. Smells great. Okay, I've got some water on the boil here. Got a lid on to help it boil a bit faster. And this is for the pasta. So really important to salt your water. This is how we season the pasta, otherwise it's pretty bland. Now it might seem like I put quite a lot of salt in there. And I did, but that's because the pasta only soaks up a little bit of water, so quite a bit of salt just to season the pasta. Now I'm using spaghetti. If you don't have spaghetti, you can use any pasta that you've got. If you've got shells or macaroni or spirals, you go for it. So water's boiling. Whoops. I get the pasta in there, and then I'm going to stir it straight away. I want to get that spaghetti in the water as quickly as possible so that it all cooks. Otherwise we're going to have one end that's overcooked and one end that's undercooked. And we're going to keep stirring the pasta until it comes back to the boil. Alrighty, that'll do. While the pasta's cooking, good opportunity to taste your Bolognese. So it just needs a little bit more salt. So good. So Bolognese is done. I'm actually going to turn it off. That'll stay nice and hot for a while. And the pasta's cooking. Now with your pasta you want to give it a stir every couple of minutes. That's just going to, particularly with spaghetti, it's going to stop it clumping together. What we want is all of the strands of spaghetti to be individual, to be their own strand. Okay, so two last things. One, we want our spaghetti or our pasta to be cooked to al dente, and that just means to the tooth, or firm to the tooth. So when you try a little bit, there should still be a little bit of firmness there. The second thing is that I'm actually going to keep some of this water. I'm actually going to take it right now. I'm just going to use a measuring cup. I'm going to scoop out about half a cup of the water. I'm going to add that to the Bolognese. All the starch that's in that water is actually going to thicken up the Bolognese. It's two different sauces mixed up. The Bolognese is going to thicken it up a little bit more, make it a little bit more rich, and also help it stick to the pasta. So let's test this. It can be quite tricky to just get one piece out. There we go. Needs a little bit longer.
Right, time for another try.
Perfect. Cool, so I'm going to drain this and I'll see you over for serving up. Okay, here's our plating up. So you want your spaghetti to be nice and neat in the middle of your bowl. So take it up above your bowl and just down right into the middle there.
Same with bowl number 2.
Then we've got our sauce here. It's looking really good, nice and rich. I'll take this right over to the bowl. Finish off with a bit of cheese. If you like, a bit of extra pepper. Chili flakes. Away we go. Good stuff.